Hello everyone. So for the past few days, ever since the beta started, I've been playing Chasing Kaleidotider. No, this is not a sponsored video, but I wanted to talk about the game because actually this was a really nice surprise for me. I myself went in here expecting not the greatest of things when it came to story. I just really liked the animations that they were showing during the trailers. I like waifus. And I like motorcycles, so god damn it, where is my motorcycles and my waifus? And let me tell you, this game was actually a lot more fun than I expected it to be. So, without further ado, let's get right into the goods. First things first, let's talk about story. Story was a 9 out of 10 for me, because I love the presentation. It is everything we've been wanting Wuthering Waves to be and Genshin to be, where they feel like they're always cutscenes. Wuthering Waves has a great version of how they tell such story, because it's told in a very video game way of telling the story, that it is nice. You know, it is nice. So that works. But when it goes to the cutscenes, you can tell that there's a difference in quality, and it looks nice. It looks epic. It's almost like movie worthy and whatnot, which is the thing here. The story in Chasing Kaleidotider is told through cutscenes all the way. There is no moment of interaction where it feels like it's not part of the cutscene. Everything is a cutscene. Even the areas where it looks like it could be like almost like a 3D visual novel, almost like Uma Musume, it is not. I don't know where they'll do like this camera thing and then they're like standing on it and you're like, oh wow, it's an actual level. It's not like, believe me, it is worth it. It is worth watching. It is worth watching. It is definitely worth going through all 3 chapters. I cannot recommend the story enough. I'm not even a story guy. Well, I like a good story. I love a good story. But I like to play my games. The gameplay for me is the most important factor in any game. But man, I'd be lying to you if I said I didn't enjoy how the story is told. It's all cutscenes. It's really like watching an anime. It really felt like I was watching an anime for the first time ever. It really felt like I was watching an anime. It's been so nice. It was so nice. You guys aren't ready for this. There's so many references. If you guys play other games outside of gachas, you guys are gonna love this. There's a good amount of references here that you guys will understand. Oh my god, it is a fun story. It gets a little serious, but it's not too serious. It's more of it's like as much as it's like epic. It's got really cool moments. It's got really cool parts. It really is a fun story. I'm not lying. It's a fun story, which surprised me. I was not expecting the story to really craft me that way. But anyways, I've been talking about this without even spoiling anything. All you know, but I've been talking about the story a lot just because it really surprised me. So, what else is there? Well, there's the section called Field. When I went into Field and I saw the map, I thought it was going to be my resource grind. And technically it is, but it is not the way I expected it to be. So when you first reach Field, you have like almost like a kneecap map. Like think of like, you know, the events, the big events that you guys get, or story mode, right? Where you clear the map and then you get collectibles during the map. You also have that here. You do get collectibles and you do get to clear this map. Once this map reaches around maybe 50 to 75% on normal, you will start unlocking more things, but you will also need to be level 20 on your account to unlock even more things. So what do you unlock as you go through it? Well, first of all, you actually get to unlock your daily resource grind in this section, but it'll be under hard mode. On normal, you get chests. you get this one chest, and that one chest, you get to do it twice a day. If you have the favorable characters, you get to do it twice a day, and you get a couple rewards. You can either get materials and, you know, things that could help. You get materials and things that could help you get dupes for your characters or dupes for your bikes, and engine materials, kind of like an artifact for your bike. And that's pretty much all that there is on normal. The only thing you will do there is just sweep, or not sweep, clear. And it is fun to clear. It really is fun to clear, because you get this specific scenarios, which maybe some people won't like it. I myself like these little challenges that the game gave me with restricted characters. Same as the story. I forgot to mention that in the story, actually. You also don't play with your characters during story. You get to play with the characters that are in the story. So it was nice getting to know some characters that you probably don't have. So it was nice. But going back to the daily grind. Yes, that is what you're going to be doing. Hello, future me over here. I forgot to briefly mention that on hard, for your resources, once you clear the stage once, you actually have a sweep function. It is nice. That sweep function, it is nice for sure. And dating. Dating also goes for daily. You gotta date daily. Daily works sort of like the Data Live gacha game. Don't play that. I don't recommend it. Stop it. It's been EOS like twice. Just don't do it. I don't know how they keep bringing it back. Anyways, dating works a little similar to that, just because of the dating aspect where you have choices, and your choices actually matter, because depending on your choices, you will get different endings. And what the game wants you to do is get the most points. If you care about rankings, yes, there is a ranking on dating, just like real life. But yes, there is a ranking on dating, and ranking helps you get extra things for dating. It can give you, and every day you will get resources for your girls. You will get resources like items that they might like. You can even get dupes, I believe, of characters. A rank dupes. I'm not sure about S rank dupes. More on that a little later, because there's something that I want to talk about for bikes. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. So to sum up everything so far, story's great. 10 out of 10. Great. Well, 9 out of 10. Great presentation. Why is it not a 10? Story's not a 10 because I would like to click on the first thing of the story and just watch the whole thing all the way till the end. It is just that good. I was that engaged. I did not like going back to the mission selection or the chapter select, whatever you guys call it, stage selection every time something was done. I did not like it. I don't mind it in other gachas for the most part. I didn't like it here because the presentation was just that good. It took me off my immersion. I hope they change that. And yeah, that's why it's a 9 out of 10. Otherwise, I enjoyed every part of that. So dating is silent at the moment. They mentioned that dating is going to be voiced. That they're working on making dating, having voiceover on during dating, which is really, really nice. It's gonna add to a lot of immersion. There's some things in there that are a little spicy, not too spicy, but there's some things in there. There's definitely some things in there, and some of them are cute, some of them are nice, but it is a really fun loop for that, because there is different endings and you can see all the endings and what it requires you to do. So as you choose a specific thing that you say to the girl, it will already be saved, so you know what colors are what, so that you can strategize your next move for dating. And the more you date, The higher the bond, it goes with the character, and you'll unlock home screen interactables. You'll unlock extra stats for the girls. Yes, you do get extra stats for ranking up in the dating factor. It's called bond link. So yeah, it is a little crazy. And yes, there is rankings. I don't remember exactly what they give you. All I know is it gives you materials for like gifts and stuff for your girls. Probably also gives you pools, so I do recommend that you do all 5 to 7 to however many times it lets us date every day. So I recommend you guys do that for sure. As I mentioned already, you will also unlock more things such as other areas to go date that person. And I can't wait to see some of those next, areas. Either way, moving on to the weeklies, or what I believe one of them is a weekly. I haven't really done it myself, but weeklies. There is a roguelike mode. That one I know for sure that is weekly. Weekly is the roguelike mode, and it lasts a little bit. It does last quite a bit, but you guys should be familiar with how roguelikes are. They always last a little bit every week. At the start, you do get to level up, level up nodes on the mode itself, so the grind is easier every week. So you do get to have those things for you, like a skill tree. Honkai Star Rail has something like that. Pretty much every gacha has a roguelike mode now. Bosses are weekly basis from where I know, and there is rankings for it as well. Don't worry too much on ranking. Just have fun with your characters. Just use the teams that you want to use that seems appropriate for the type of things that you're going to handle. I don't care who you use, whether you're following meta or you're a waifu guy. Just do what you want as long as you're doing the respective thing. That is how I play. That is my thing. You don't want to bring a character that's like water. All the other things are like fire, right? And it doesn't work. Like in here, you need water, fire, and things like that. That's not what they're called. Essentially, it's just an example. So where you get your resources, it is also where you're going to get your artifacts. It's in the same area, just a different part of the map. There is easier ways to navigating it. You can shortcut it as well. So characters, they are extremely well animated. If you look at these, if you look at the menu of the characters, if you look at the Kaleidos, those are the girls. Under this menu, you have your basic stuff. You have your levels. You have your skills, and you have your artifacts. Artifacts in this game are, well, you guessed it. RNG. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we're still dealing with RNG grind. However, from what I understand, I haven't fully leveled up gear myself. I'm planning on it because I really want to see if this is true. But there is, I guess, a way to mitigate the RNG-ness. I don't know what it does, but there is apparently a way to mitigate the RNG-ness, so everything is a lot better since you only worry about 2 stats. So far for me, it was 2 stats. Maybe it's 3 at golden relics or artifacts or whatever you wish to call it. They're called badges in this game. So maybe at gold tier, maybe you have 3 stats to worry about, but in blue tier, and I think even purple, you're still dealing with only 2 stats. So it won't be as bad since there's only 2 stats. But the animations are top tier, man. The animations are good. It reminds me of Zenless in that way, where you transition from looking at like what section of the menu of the girl, whether it's the level up section, the badges section, quote unquote artifacts, or the talent level ups, which is the skills. The UI is really nice. The UI is the UI is really nice in the way that when you're looking at the menu and the main menu, it reminds me of something like a visual novel. It reminds me of something like maybe Blue Reflection, kind of. You know, that visual novel look. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but maybe it does. It's that clean, very just like two-sided color. There's not much going on. It's busy where it has to, but it's really clean. It's really nice. It's got some style. And when it comes to the character section menu, it is everything that you know of, but the UI is clean. It's nice. It's a little different than what you are used to, while still having everything that is there. I really enjoyed the UI, even in combat. We'll get into combat a little later. Other than that, yes. And by the way, Moliere is my favorite character. Just wanted you to know that. All right, the combat. How's the combat? Well, during story's easy. I don't mind it being easy during story. It's fine if it wants to be easy during story. There are some neat things in here, though. There's some very nice things in here. So for one, like I said, clearing the map during your resource grind and where your resources are going to be, that part was really nice. There was these weird scenarios where you would play with only characters that the game wants you to play with, and they have their specific levels and their specific everything. Even if you level them up, that won't matter. That really does not matter. Those are specific scenarios or specific things, obviously, and those can be really hard. You gotta use your brain a little. They were really fun. I really enjoyed my I'm not lying. I really enjoyed myself with this game. I was rather surprised how much I enjoyed it. But the rules are simple. Just match what your character is to the enemy. So basically, some characters have passion. They're called passions, like a heart symbol. You match that heart symbol with the enemy that has a heart symbol. If you played Blue Archive, you are familiar with these, archetypes, this kind of gameplay, because you also have the meter that goes all the way to 10. Each character has a cost, and after the cost, if you run out of turns, then you have to wait for the cooldown. The cooldown is something that might need some work, but I'm not exactly sure yet. Because the more I played, the more I played and the deeper I got, the less I started having issues with the cooldown. So I don't know what's going to happen later on. There's something I would like to briefly mention here. Once you reach level 50, which once again, the beta is capped at level 30. Once you reach level 50, it seems like you can upgrade something on your profile. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it does, but it could be something like what Genshin has or what Wuthering has, where it upgrades the world and maybe you get better resources out of the resources that you get, even though there's already levels or tiers. Or maybe it's just extra stats for your personality, so for dating only. I don't know. We'll find out in whether it's the next beta maybe or upon release. This game feels very ready. Every system seems to be already more than set. Everything just works nice. Everything just plays nice. It is not the hardest thing. However, once you start getting into the harder difficulties, enemies start taking a little bit more health, then the difficulty starts kicking in to some extent. They said they were gonna work on auto. If you're interested in that, I quite frankly am not. I could care less about auto. Auto kind of ruins the games for me a little bit, because I like to play my games. I don't like to auto my games. However, that may be useful from time to time for me if I'm busy and I just want to run the game in the background or something. So that could be useful then. However, I don't think they need to work on it, because we're really early in the game. right? Like we're really early in the game, so it doesn't matter. We'll see how that shapes up. Anyways, gotcha. Oh, oh man. Okay, so this is where the problems start happening. This first part is not the problem. This is probably the best part. At around 90 or 100 pity, you will get the limited character. Characters are 100% in both the picture choice and the limited. They're both 100% for characters. Weapons, on the other hand, they're a 50-50. And what happened to me was for weapons, you have a 50-50 chance of getting either the desired bike, so the limited bike, or an item for the bike. And I was like, no. I didn't read that properly because I lost my 50-50. And it looked like I lost the 50-50 twice or so because I got another SSR bike that was not the one that was part of the limited banner. So then I started reading the gacha reads and I was like, oh, I got the item. That's what happened. I lost the 50-50 to get the item to get another to lose another 50-50 to a different bike. So that's what happened to me. Now, granted, I know this sounds concerning, and this kind of is a little bit. They could probably change a few things here. There is a solution. There is specific things that they can do here. One, during the portion of the CBT, there was a spark system that you don't see in the gacha itself. I want them to port that into the gacha itself so we can just spark for the desired bike. The pity for that was at 80. Once you get to 80, you can just claim the bike. I didn't know that because it's not in the gacha system itself. It's under the event tab. If they can keep that system for every new bike that comes up, that will be amazing. And let me tell you why. Because you only get to claim it once, and you technically only need the bike once. Hell, maybe you don't even need it sometimes either. This game has many ways of getting bikes, sorta. So as you waste your resources, you do your weeklies, you do, the treasure chest, which is what's gonna give you dupes for your A ranks. This game has something really beautiful that I loved about it. So think of like an evolution of a Pokemon. So let's say you wanted a bike, right? And you pulled for that bike and you didn't have enough, but you got the A rank. Let's say you got the A rank of the bike. If you got the A rank for the bike, you can turn it into an S rank. No dupes required. You don't need to max the dupes on an A rank to turn it into an S rank. That is something that you can get from the shop, and you can get that by doing, I believe, either the bosses or the roguelite mode that is weekly. You accumulate that, you get that eventually. You get to choose whatever A rank bike to turn it into an S rank bike. My concern with that at first, before I used the item, was I thought that it would be the A rank version of the bike, but just turned into an S rank. So each character has an A rank version and an S rank version. They are not separate. They're actually the same. You can turn your A rank bike into the S rank bike. And once it's an S rank, it'll be its S rank variant. It will change the look of the bikes. Legit like a Pokemon evolution. This system is top tier. I like this. When I turned one of my bikes into an S rank bike, my A rank bike into an S rank bike, I felt rewarded. It felt great. I loved this. This was really nice. So now you are not forced to pull for every bike to get the S rank version. If you get the S rank version, you get the S rank version. But if you get the A rank version, and let's say it's maybe your favorite character or is a meta character, you can eventually, turn that A rank bike into an S rank bike. It is such a nice system, man. I like that a lot. It felt worth it. Oh my god. So I hope that that does stay. I hope that the 80 pity or the 80 spark system stays. Even if you can only claim it once, I hope it stays. So everybody can just get the bike they want once and leave that right where it is. If they desire more dupes for their characters or their bikes, that is another, thing for them to do or to wail for. This is a very, very nice game. This is a very, very nice game. I had my concerns with the bike, but the more I played, the more I understood with the weapon, the signature weapons for the gacha. The more I played, the more I understood, the more I got it, and the more I'm like, did they really change it? They should change some things, but not really how the system works. It has been really nice. It has been really, really nice. So, developers, if you are listening, please keep the 80 spark system, even if it's just once, like in the event. Just keep it like that for every future bike that comes out. It is a nice system, because then that means that you only have to reach the 80 mark. Even if you lose your 50-50, you can just reach the 80 mark once and claim the bike. Focus on characters, since characters are 100%. Music. Oh, right. Okay, so if you guys heard the trailer, I thought the first trailer's music was good. It was very fun music. Oh no, dude, there is some good music here. You're gonna think of Persona music. You're gonna think like Persona. I don't know, 5. I don't know if 5 is the one I'm thinking of that you're going to be thinking of, but you're definitely going to be thinking of Persona music here. You're gonna be thinking of other, funk kind of music, very poppy music, sometimes rock. There's music variety here for sure. It is nice. It is very, very nice. I like the music in this game a lot. I love the art style. I like the characters. I like the story. The gameplay is easy but challenging sometimes, and it gets more challenging sometimes as the more you go. You begin to understand tricks to make even some of these easy levels even easier, to make it go faster, because of those specific stages where you don't get to choose what character you want. Those things will teach you how to make some of these stages go fast, like how to just demolish things quick. It is a very nice game. It was rather surprising. It felt very free to play. Obviously, at the start, you'll get a lot of currency. This will change as time goes on after you cleared everything, right? Or most of the things that are easy to collect. But outside of that, it felt very free to play so far. Even with the gacha included, it felt really nice. I really like everything I felt here. Hopefully, it is just as free to play when it comes out as it is here. This time around, maybe it'll be a little less. I don't know. I don't want another Tribe 9 situation, alright? Either way, that about wraps up this video. I am sorry. I had a lot of things to say, a lot of, thoughts in my head that I wanted to bring out, topics, things of what I think they should change, what I liked, what I didn't like, what they could improve on. And there was just a lot. I experienced all of this in the span of like 4 days. I've been really wanting to talk to you guys about it because it's just been a surprise. This game was a huge surprise for me. That A rank to S rank system for bikes is genius. Whoever thought of that deserves a promotion. That is a really nice system. It was good, man. That is good. I really enjoyed this game. I hope you guys enjoyed this game too. I will definitely be making more videos. I've already a lot of things planned for it. You know, but I don't want to really put them out yet. I want to put them closer to maybe release, which I think we're gonna have another closed beta, so it's gonna be sometime, and it saddens me because I really enjoyed this game and I don't want to stop playing it. I don't, but man, I want to play the PC version. Anyways, that's it for me. Thank you for watching. Did you get to try the CBT? What did you think about it? Did you like the story? Did you like the character interactions? Moliere is best girl. I don't know if I said that already, but Moliere is my favorite character. She had an event story, and it was peak. No, seriously, it was peak. It really was. That event story was good. Combat wise, we didn't do what you usually do. You were actually controlling the main character during combat to heal her. Spoilers, I won't mention anything more, but I like the uniqueness of what they're handling for their events in terms of their event story. It is awesome. It is awesome. I hope they keep putting out more things like these in the next CBT and on release. And that is it for me. Thank you guys for watching, and I really enjoyed my time. Did you? Goodbye.
I've had enough of you, so